Good morning, Seattle Baptist Church family. It's a blessing to be able to talk to you this morning, and I wanted to share something with you today, a subject that God has really worked in my heart about over the years as I've become a Christian, and that would be the subject of our thought life. And the Bible speaks a lot about this, particularly in the book of Proverbs, and so I'm going to read one verse to you this morning from Proverbs chapter 16, verse number 3. The Bible says, "Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established." I read recently a story about a CBS radio news broadcast back in 1938. And what this broadcast did was they made a production of H.G. Wells's science fiction story, The War of the Worlds. And they put it on like it was real news. So throughout the production, they would have news updates by reporters that were on the scene, an alien invasion, something happening, and of course in the middle of the production and at the beginning there was a disclaimer letting the listeners know that this was just a production, it was fiction, this was not real. And at the end of the production, of course the Martians died because they weren't used to the germs that were here on Earth. And then once the production was over, Orson Welles, who put it on, came on and said, "Now remember, listeners, this was just a fiction production that we put on. This is not a real story. This is not really happening right now." For thousands of listeners, however, they took it as real. And so they began flooding the news stations. They began calling the police department and showing up at the local police stations and warning about the Martian invasion and their fears and what they were concerned about, and trying to get everybody prepared and geared up to take on this Martian invasion. And when I think about that story, those people, their actions were filled with fear, which came from their thoughts. And I believe today there are many people that are filled with fear in their thought life. And I believe there's a lot of Christians that are that way as well. But I believe that God is in control of everything, no matter the circumstances. And instead of having our thoughts flooded with fear, we need to have that peace that passes all understanding. And we need to know that God is still on the throne, is in complete control. And that's really a byproduct of our faith. And God wants us to live by faith, but God wants us to think about our faith and to meditate on thoughts that are not fearful but faithful to Him. And so this biblical thinking provides a solid foundation for our lives because we have Christ in our hearts, we have God in our minds, and our thoughts are full of faith and not of fear. And so I hope that helps you today. God's really helped me with my thought life over the years, and so I encourage us to have faithful thoughts today, not fearful thoughts. And thank you for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you on the next video. God bless you guys.